Okay, hey everybody. Welcome back. I'm Kayla. This is Zyra Yoga. It's February and I have a nice kind of relaxed flow for you today. I'm really excited about it. Make sure that you have a block of some sort. So it can be an actual yoga block, or you could just get a big book, or if you have like a big metal water bottle, um, you just might want the floor to be a little closer to you as we are moving today. And yeah, we're going to start laying down. Just a couple of little announcements before we get started. I have some retreats coming up. So if you want to come and do yoga with me in real life, I would love for you to join me. In April, we are going to Sedona. We have one room. It's a semi private room with a king size bed. So it's semi private because it's a railroad room. So there's another room connected to it. So two people can sleep in there if you guys come together. We would love to have some additional people. That retreat sold out a long time ago. And so we just had somebody that had to drop out for whatever reason. So, yeah, I would love to have you on that. That's with Health Path Yoga. And then in May, I'm going with Authentic Yoga, which is a studio here in Boise. And it's me and Amanda, the owner, are going to Sayulita, Mexico for, I think it's a 6-day retreat. It's going to be really amazing, and the views from the property are unbelievable. There's tons of space, lots of different options for lodging there. So let me know if you want to come. If you're seeing this before the 15th of February, we're giving a discount for like early bird. And then in August, Crystal and I with Health Path Yoga are going to Bali, and we have a big discount on that one right now for early bird as well. So if that sounds appealing to you, that one is, I think, the 24th or 26th of August through the 1st. So it's a good chunk of time, and we're going to do lots of fun stuff. So let me know. Yeah, and then just find yourself on your back when you're ready. You can just wait a second to start the playlist if you don't have it. It's in the comments or in the description or wherever below the video. Yeah, just find yourself on your back, get comfortable, take a couple of long inhales and exhales. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just seeing how you're feeling. Taking a moment to kind of tune inward. And then if you're ready to start the music, go ahead and turn it on. And then we're going to reach our arms up over our head. Keep your knees bent. Just draw them in towards each other. And you can rock side to side a few times with the arms over the head, windscreen wipering the knees. And then finding your way back through center, taking the feet right in front of the hips. We're just going to lift up the hips for a bridge. If you don't like doing this with your arms over your head, go ahead and bring them down by your sides. We're just going to come up and down pretty low in our bridge. Just starting to get some movement and activation of the back body. And then this next time that you have your hips lifted, go ahead and hold yourself there. See if it feels okay to lift the heels up and down a few times. No worries if it's not feeling okay for you today. And then we'll just bring those hips all the way back down. Take your right ankle across the left thigh. And then you can stay just like that, or draw both legs in and take the hands on the back of your left thigh. Maybe rotating your left ankle a few times. And then go ahead and release the hands, keeping the legs in the same shape. Just drop them over to the left. Sole of the right foot can come onto the ground. And if it feels okay, using your left hand, press that knee open and reach back with your right arm. Really squeeze on those exhales, feeling the belly contract completely. And then go ahead and release that knee a little bit, drawing yourself back through center, taking both feet down, and then windscreen wiper the knees side to side again. Ooh. And then we'll find our way back through center, taking the left ankle across the right thigh, just like before. You can stay here and just let the knee drop open. Or if it feels good, take both legs in, grab the back of the right leg, and then rotate around through that right ankle. Noticing any differences between this side and the last. Finding that breath, long, full, and deep. And then bringing that right foot down, keeping your legs in this shape. Just drop the legs over towards that right side. And if it feels okay, press the knee of your left leg away with your right hand, and left arm will reach back. Squeezing in tight on the belly when you exhale. One more long breath in here. And when you exhale, drawing yourself back through center, unwinding the legs, both feet flat on the ground, just lifting and lowering through bridge a couple more times. Seeing if it feels any different now that you've kind of given those hips a little bit of a stretch. One last time, bringing it up. And then draw it back down. Take both knees into the chest for a moment. Just hug them in. See if you can let your low back be heavy, feeling the fronts of the hip flexors being compressed with the knees pulling in. And then you can use your hands to help, or you can just draw yourself all the way up. We're going to come all the way over to all fours. So just swinging those legs around. So pull my hair out of my face. So wrists underneath the shoulders or a little bit further forward if your wrists are sensitive, and then knees under the hips. Start to move through cat and cow. And maybe when you're moving through that cat shape, sending your hips back a little bit like I'm doing, just getting a little bit more space in the shoulders. We'll take that one more time in each direction. And then finding all fours again, just reaching back with your right toes. Tuck the toes under and just rock forward and back a few times, getting a nice stretch through that calf. And then you can stay here if it feels okay, drawing the belly in nice and tight. We're just going to bring that left knee up into the chest, giving it a nice squeeze. And then whether you have your knee into your chest or not, we're going to send the left leg up to three-leg dog, and then just lift and lower on that right heel a few times. So it's a little bit more intense of a sensation because of the weight. And then we'll go ahead and bring both legs back down. Come back down to all fours. Just kidney squeeze side to side, hip and shoulder reaching towards each other. And then finding your way back through center, reaching back with that left foot. Same thing, just kind of rocking forward and back a few times. And then finding that stillness. You can keep pumping there if you'd like, or just bring that right knee into your chest, activating out through the core, pressing the floor away with the hands. And then just like before, you can send your leg up straight from here, or if you still have that knee down, just sending that right leg up to three-leg dog, and we'll lift and lower a few times.
And then this time, as you bring that right foot down, just holding in your downward facing dog, bend your knees a little bit, send your chest back. And then you can pedal the legs out one at a time. Holding in stillness here. Bend the knees a little bit more, press your chest back a little bit further. Put the weight into your right hand, take your left hand to your right ankle. Just pull yourself into a little bit of a twist here. And then we'll slowly drop back through center and take it over to the other side. So right hand will reach the left leg. Maybe you can look up towards the sky. And then find your way back through center. Look forward as you inhale, and when you exhale, walk your feet up to the top of your mat, lifting halfway. Exhaling to fold down. Inhale, roll all the way up, reaching up into extended mountain. Take the hands together, bring the hand behind your head, and open up, leaning back, elbows wide. 2 long breaths. And then inhale to reach back up. As you exhale, bending in the knees, fold all the way down. Halfway lifting as you inhale, and when you exhale down, bend in the right leg, really deep. Lift the left arm up. It can come to your low back, or you can take it high, stretching out through the outside of that left leg. And then we'll take it back through center, lifting halfway up. And then this time, as you go down, your left leg will bend, straightening out through the right, lifting that right arm up. And then go ahead and take yourself back down through center, halfway lifting. And as you exhale, folding down, step back with your left foot, dropping the knee down, reach your arms up, finding your way into a kneeling lunge. And just see if you can open up. So sink a little bit deeper, maybe pulse it a few times, in and out of that deep bend in the knee. And then go ahead and take your hands down, shift the weight back, finding half a split, and we'll just rock a couple of times. And then the next time you have yourself in your half split, we're going to hold there. And this is where that block might come in handy. Maybe bringing it under your left hand. You're going to send your right hip down really nice and low. And we're going to find a twist over towards that right leg. Keep sending your right hip down, drawing in through your belly. And then as you exhale next, drawing that arm down, we're just going to tip our left leg over, taking the block over to the left side because you'll need it over there in a little bit. And then open yourself up like you're in a kneeling warrior 2. And then we'll find our way to a kneeling extended side angle. So reaching over and see if you can sink a little bit deeper than maybe you normally would in this right leg. And then we'll draw ourselves all the way back up. Find length. Sink in one more time. And then your left hand's going to come down to the floor. Adjusting your left leg if you need to, finding a supported side plank here. And then closing yourself off. Finding your way into a plank for a moment. And then go straight to downward facing dog. We're not taking any chaturangas today. Looking forward as you inhale. When you exhale, just crawl your feet up to the top of your mat. Halfway lifting. Exhaling to fold. Halfway lifting again. Find that long length. And then as you exhale to fold this time, right foot will be the one that steps back. Drop your knee down. And we'll inhale the arms up, finding your way into your kneeling lunge. Sink in a little bit deeper. And just like before, see if you can open your chest. And we'll just pulse that a few times. So you're coming out of the deepest kind of sink that you can take, just to where it feels good. One last time here. And then we'll take our hands down to the floor and shift forward and back in that half split. noticing if it feels different on the side, and see if you can connect it with your breath. The next time that you have yourself in your half split, taking hold of your block or whatever it is you're using, find that length, put the weight into your right hand and see if you can lift the left arm up and send your left hip down, creating length between the fingertips and that left hip. And then when it feels good, bringing yourself back down. Moving that block over to that right side. You'll bend back into your left leg, turning your right toes behind you, finding your way into that kneeling warrior two. See if you can sink. Pressing the knee open, find length through the spine, and then we'll come into that side angle. Opening up, maybe you can sink a little bit deeper, so it's okay if your knee comes in front of your ankle. We're gonna inhale to draw ourselves back up. Maybe you're lifting the arms up over your head, and then we'll take that one more time. So sinking in nice and deep. See if you can kind of spiral your chest up towards the sky. And then we're going to draw ourselves back up, taking your right hand down. Adjust your right leg as you need to, just finding that kneeling side plank, creating length down the side body. And then we'll close back off to center, stepping into your plank, holding for a moment, and then come into downward facing dog. Pedal the legs. One more standing sequence. It's going to be sort of like what we just did, except we're going to do it nice and high up on the toes. So we're going to bring our right leg up, sending it as high as you can. Maybe take a moment to bend the knee, open the hip. You can make circles if you like, maybe in the ankle or the knee. And then we'll lengthen the leg back out and step the foot up to your hand, finding your way into a runner's lunge. So you might want to take your block under the hand already here. But we're just going to sink a little bit deeper and then bounce out. Not all the way to a straight leg. Just finding that length through the hip flexor. And then we'll start to straighten the leg out. So finding your way to an extended pyramid here and then sink back in. And we'll do that a couple more times. Just see how it feels. Try to keep your toes on the ground on that front foot, feeling a stretch from the toes up the front of your shin. And the next time that you're lifting, holding there, you can pop your back foot in a little bit if you need to. Send your right hip back, draw your belly in, put the weight into your left hand on your block or the floor or your water bottle or whatever, and then lift up through that right arm. See if you can keep sending the right hip down and back. And then we're going to come into warrior two from here. So you're going to take that right hand, you're going to spiral it back and around as you come forward. Just lift yourself up, find your warrior two. Adjusting yourself as you need to, sink deep. We'll find a nice big side angle. Turn your chest up towards the sky. Pulling in through the belly, create length down the side body. As you inhale, bringing yourself back up, maybe lifting the arms in your warrior two. And we'll take ourselves back into that side angle. And then this time, instead of taking a side plank or a supported side plank, we're just going to start to turn our left toes towards the left. And then we're going to shift up through center, bend deep into that left leg, find your way into Skandasana. If you need to be up here, just in this like side lunge, you're welcome to. While you're here, maybe move your block over to the other side. Noticing how this feels on your inner thigh, and it's okay if your heel's up. Mine's nowhere near the floor right now. And then we'll just walk our hands around all the way to the back of the mat. And you'll step yourself back to plank, holding for a moment. And then just send the hips up, finding your downward facing dog. We just have to do the other side, and then we're just going to sit down. Whew. So 2 more long breaths. Maybe lifting and lowering the heels like I'm doing if that feels good for you. And then we're going to lift up the left leg, take it nice and high, bend the knee, maybe open the hip for a moment. And then go ahead and lengthen back out when you're ready. Step your foot forward, coming into that runner's lunge. Your fingertips are still on the ground. Hand can come onto your block. And we're going to sink deeper into our legs and then just kind of bounce out. So you're just not as deep in your lunge, not quite that extended pyramid just yet. Couple more times here. And then as it feels good, you can pop that back foot in a little bit, finding your extended pyramid, and sink back into your lunge. Your knee might come in front of your ankle, and that's okay. Just noticing if the side feels a little different. Our feet are on their own little train tracks. The next time that you have that leg straight, go ahead and hold it there. See if you can send your left hip a little bit further back. Weight is going to go into your right hand on your block or the floor or whatever. And then lift up through the left arm. See if you can send your left hip down and back. Coming into warrior two from here and 2 long breaths. So fill yourself up. Exhale it out. Fill it up again. And as you exhale, circle that left arm back as you take it forward and rotate around on that right foot, finding your warrior two. Sink in a little bit deeper. And then we'll tip it forward, side angle, opening your chest up towards the sky. Arm can come around your back if it feels better. As you inhale next, drawing yourself back up, maybe take the arms up in your warrior two. You might be able to sink a little deeper in the legs. And then take it back into that side angle. Still trying to rotate the chest towards the sky a little bit so you have like the tiniest little twist in the torso. And then we'll turn the right toes this time towards that right corner, and you'll circle the arms down to shift over into Skandasana. Just like before, you can stay high and just be at a side lunge. Block can just move out of the way. Now we're not going to use it anymore. Notice if the side feels different than the last side. We'll take 2 more long breaths. And then walk your hands around towards the opposite side of your mat. Step yourself back, holding in your plank. And then we'll drop the knees down. Sit back into a child's pose. Take a couple of breaths here. Maybe rock your hips side to side. Taking 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to walk our hands back, bringing your torso up, finding your way to sitting on the heels. Bring your knees a little bit wide. Hands are going to come behind you. You're going to tuck your booty in front of your heels. Keep it down on the heels and just squeeze the glutes. Find a little bit of a stretch through the quads. And then you can slowly walk your hands back up. Still sitting on the heels if that feels okay. Maybe draw the knees in towards each other. You're welcome to bring yourself into a hero if you want and bring the calves out of the way. Knees or heels a little bit wider, knees still touching, and the tops of the feet are still on the ground, and you might be able to sit down in between or like a little bit less on top of the heels like I'm doing. I'm not fully into that hero. And then draw the belly in a little bit. We're going to take our hands behind our back, opening up through the chest. If this feels really uncomfortable for you, you can come to standing on the knees, or you can just sit down all the way. See if you can bring the chin in a little bit, drawing the top of the head towards the sky, shoulders down. We'll take 3 more long breaths here. If you're feeling discomfort from this hero pose, you're welcome to come out of it sooner. And then go ahead and release the arms. Take yourself forward if you have your legs still under you. Tap them on the ground a few times. And then we'll just bring ourselves forward to a seat. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Shift yourself over your legs. Maybe you can draw up a little bit longer and pull yourself forward again. One more time like that, drawing up and forward. And then we'll take ourselves up. Soles of the feet to the ground, hands back behind you. Open up through your chest. And if you want to, you can lift the hips for that reverse table. And then we'll take it back down. Right leg's gonna extend long, left sole of the foot to the inside of the right thigh. Take a moment to move all of your flesh around, out from your sitting bones, out from your hip creases. And then turning towards your straight leg, just relax yourself forward. If it feels good, you can bring your hand onto your left knee, pressing it open. And when you inhale next, draw yourself back up. You're gonna rock towards your left leg. Right foot's gonna come back behind you, making a 90-degree angle. And then you can walk yourself towards that left knee coming down here. So it's almost like you're getting the same sort of stretch that you would in a pigeon. If you'd prefer, you can come forward over your shin instead, making it a little bit more intense. And you're welcome to extend that right leg out behind you, finding a full pigeon if you want. We're going to hold for 4 rounds of breath. So fill yourself up a whole lot as you inhale. And when you exhale, release out through the mouth. Try to soften everything. One more, filling up. And then walking your hands back. Shifting yourself towards the left a little bit. Both legs are going to come around, straighten them out. Again, adjust your flesh. And then just relax over your straight legs. So try not to like round to try to get your face down. We're trying to bring the chest forward a little bit, shoulders relaxed. You might be able to draw yourself forward with the arms without rounding. So think about bending your elbows rather than rounding your shoulders forward. And then we'll inhale to draw ourselves back up. Same thing, other side. So right sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh, turning your chest towards your left leg, sinking down. If it feels good, you can put your right hand on your right knee. Breathing in deep through the nose. And then the next time that you inhale, drawing yourself back up, rock over to the right. Left foot's going to come back behind you. And then just like before, you can turn towards your knee, relaxing over it, or you can shift yourself forward straight over that right shin. And you're welcome to stick that left leg all the way back in pigeon if you'd like. 4 long inhales and exhales. So deeply in through the nose, out through the mouth. 3 more. Last time, filling up. And then drawing yourself all the way back up. Shifting to bring both legs around, scooting yourself forward, give yourself a hug here. Say something nice. And then as you're ready, you can rock back like a little egg, or you can use your hands to help you. We'll find our way onto our back, knees in the chest, rock around, moving your hair out of your way if you need to. Oh, I got a creaky floorboard under me. And then finding your way through center. You can keep your knees into your chest, or you can take the feet on the ground, but we're going to drop the knees over to the left, coming into a twist. So the further you have your knees from your chest, the more gentle this is. Right arm's going to reach back. Try to keep your shoulders on the ground. So if your shoulders can't be on the ground with your knees close to your chest, just bring them further away and kind of let that top hip drop back. One more long breath in, full breath out, and then draw yourself back through center. Same thing, kind of rock side to side. Find that evenness between the hips. And then we'll come over to the right. So just dropping the knees over. The feet can be on the floor or they can be floating. And we'll reach back with our left arm. Try to keep the shoulders on the ground, even if that means bringing your knees further from your chest. One more long, full breath in, complete breath out. And then draw yourself back through center. Both feet flat down on the ground. Take your hands right onto the tops of your thighs. Press onto the thighs like you're trying to detach the lower half of your body. See if you can scoot your shoulders a little bit higher. And then go ahead and release. If it feels good, just take the feet a little bit wider, let the knees drop in, and just take your Shavasana here with the knees bent. If you prefer to have your legs extended or any other shape, go ahead and find your way into it. And we're going to start with 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more like that, filling up, releasing it out. 1 more time. Letting it all go. Softening through the body. And just release control of your breath, of your body, of your thoughts, and just exist here for the next few moments. I will bring you out of this Shavasana in about a minute, just so that I'm not sitting here on film doing nothing for a long time. If you want to hold in this Shavasana for longer, I welcome you to kind of just shut me off now and stay here as long as feels good. But we'll just breathe for a little while, letting yourself exist in stillness. So if you're ready to move on with your day, let's start to lengthen the breath out again. When you're exhaling, start to bring some movement back to your body. And you can extend your legs long, take your arms up over your head, stretch yourself out. And then just bending one knee at a time, roll yourself off onto one side for a moment. Just notice if you're feeling any differently now than you were at the start of our practice. And then we'll bring ourselves all the way up. Nice, easy seat, whatever feels good for you. Taking a moment to inhale the arms up over the head when you get there and shake everything out.
And then we'll take one hand on top of the other at the top of your heart center. Just take a moment to remind yourself that you are enough. You are worthy of everything you want in this life. And I want you to go out and give them hell. I appreciate you all so much for joining me. Please let me know if you're here, comment, like, whatever, share it with your friends. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you so much.